We are live. Welcome, guys, back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. I'm Timothy Earle. I will be joined with Nick in a little bit. I have my stuff set up first, and then he'll be here soon because he has class and all that good jazz. But before we jump into today's slate, we'll go ahead, look back at what happened yesterday, what went right, what went wrong in the world of sports betting, like we normally do. And yesterday on the site was a slightly profitable day. I believe it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins and 4 losses and 2 pushes. So that's always fun. And when I kind of looked through it, we for Knicks hockey, he had the over in the Hurricanes game, which did not hit, and he had the over in the Kings game that pushed. It finished 5-1. We had the over 6. In the NFL, we had Cleveland plus the points and the under 45. Cleveland plus the points won. The under 45 pushed, which is always fun. And then in the NBA yesterday, I had Philadelphia -4. That cashed. I had the that's where I messed up. No, I had there it is. Okay. I had the over in the Hornets game. I was wondering this morning because I looked at the two sites. I looked at what I had on BetStamp for what I track, and then the Earle Sports Bet site, and it showed that I was up 260 on the BetStamp and only up 55 on Picks and Parleys site. And then I realized that I had I had it marked under in the Hornets game instead of over. I had the over, it lost. I split out on the Indiana Pacers game. I got the +8.5, did not hit the money line. I had Toronto -3, cashed. Had the under in the Detroit game, cashed. Detroit almost won that game outright. And then I had Memphis -3 and a hook. That was ugly. That was an ugly game. But yesterday ended up finishing 5-4-2, up $55. So cannot complain. And we'll go ahead and move on to today. Good morning, Twins. Tim, please explain to this man Nick that the plays for to make our ball sack state under 62.5 and the Boston Bruins. No to the Boston Bruins. Actually, in my play of the day will be Pittsburgh, but I need to look more at the action games. I did not look at them, so if he said over, then I'm not gonna say that he's wrong right now. I have not looked at that game. But at the end of the day, the game's got to get played, right? Just got out of class, walking home now. What class? The class that he was just in. But we'll go ahead and start off in the NBA because by the time we get done with the NBA, Nick should be here and we'll be good to go for some NHL. We'll go ahead and look at the first one, which is the Chicago Bulls and the Brooklyn Nets. When I typed this one up, it was a pick'em with a total of 231.5. And boy, have the Nets been just a humongous disappointment this year. To start it off 2-5. Both these teams have been a disappointment because the Bulls are currently sitting at 3-4. But looking at the two teams, the Bulls 3-4, 3-1 against the spread, 4-3, more of an over team lately. And this Bulls team has struggled. They've lost their last 2 games against San Antonio and Philadelphia. But have wins earlier on in the season. The last 2 games before that against Indiana and against Boston. On the opposite side, Brooklyn, that game was a lot closer, or the score is a lot closer than the game actually was last night. They blew out Indiana, and it wasn't particularly close for most of that game. But they still covered that 8.5. But with the Brooklyn Nets, they're only 2 wins of the year. They won, obviously yesterday against Indiana, and they won their second game of the year against Toronto. They have losses against New Orleans, not a bad team. Memphis, Milwaukee, good team. Dallas should be a good team in Indiana. We'll see. But with Brooklyn on a back-to-back, I like I do like the Bulls in this matchup. I got their money line. I got it at plus 111 last night. I think that's the best spot for it. I just think the Bulls are the better team right now, and when it comes to it, especially with a team on a second leg of a back-to-back, I'm going to go after them. So Bulls will be the spot for me in this one. We'll take them on the money line for me. Ohio money line. I didn't even look at the action games besides the one I talked about yesterday. Who's Ohio against? Buffalo. I'll have to look into that one more. I'd probably lean towards Buffalo, to be honest. But I'm not 100% sure, and I have to look at it. So I'll look at it more in between shows and stuff. We'll keep on rolling through the NBA because the Golden State Warriors and the Miami Heat will be going up against each other. The Heat are 1-point favorites now with a total of 226. And guess what we get to see? We get to see, I believe, the Golden State Warriors, and it's a pick 'em. I was going to say at plus money. Are they at plus money anywhere? Because I would say a lot. They're even money on one spot. Speaking about disappointing teams, both of these two teams have been very disappointing this year to start it off. 3-4 for the Warriors, 2-5 for Miami. Golden State's 2-5 against the spread and a 6-0-1 to the over. So they're more of an over team this year. The only game that didn't go over was a 233 that pushed in overtime. So there you go. But look at Golden State, what they've done lately. Their last two games on the road were losing to Charlotte and Detroit as 10.5-point faves against Charlotte and 7.5-point faves against Detroit. Yikes. I will say Miami's is coming back home from a out west road trip. But they've been struggling too. But for this one, I grabbed the Heat. The Warriors have not won a road game yet, and I don't think it happens in Miami. Miami's a tough spot to play. And whenever I can see Golden State at plus money, something's up. Golden State's been struggling this year. I think they're definitely in a championship hangover right now. I'm going to go ahead and grab the Miami Heat on the money line in this one to beat the Warriors tonight. Penn's money line. Yeesh. Yep. Kings and Kings hit yesterday. Yes, they did. Kings were my NHL play of the day, and I said I lean towards Sacramento because why is a 1-5 team favorited on the road? And they proved why. Morning, Tim. Good morning. Isaacs, where you been yesterday? Where were you yesterday, huh? Pens. Yes, sir. Go Pittsburgh today. We'll keep on rolling with probably the game of the year. The Orlando Magic and the Oklahoma City Thunder will be going at it. This game, the weird part is that the total opened up at 227.5. And now it's down to 216.5. That is weird. That is very, very weird. Any reason why? I mean, couple injuries, Fultz and Anthony on the Orlando side, but there really hasn't been much in that line is weird. I kind of look towards the over, but my favorite play in this one is Oklahoma City. I grabbed them minus the points. I think that they're just that much better right now than Orlando. Oklahoma City has definitely been playing some good basketball lately. I don't know why my covers isn't working right now, so I don't have any stats to go off of. Cool. Thank you, covers. I appreciate it. All right, cool. I do like Oklahoma City, though. They're 3-3, 5-1 against the spread. It's pretty good. Granted, I think this is the first time this year that they're favorited, but still, they're covering spreads for us. Orlando 1-6 record. They're not particularly good. The books are saying these two teams have about the same. They're about equal because they're giving Orlando. They're making OKC lay points at home, which is about that 2.5 area. I think OKC to get the job done tonight in the marquee matchup of the year. There you go. So what am I doing, Terry? Okay. Yeah, I got you. Hold on. Sorry, I didn't look at my text messages, Terry. I there. Have fun. Anyways, I like Oklahoma City today. I'd like to thank the Jazz and my favorite Sabres, Mr. TNT Tage Thompson, for last night. My other hockey and NBA teaser did not go as well. Hey, Tage Thompson, Hattie last night, 8 goals against the Red Wings. Hell yeah. I sent it to you, Terry. OKC, yes. I was busy. Tis. Venchero, no chance. Fair enough. Terry likes wild puck line. Is it a day that ends in Y? Okay, probably. Hat, Minnesota, nothing personal. Terry. Is in my Nightmare City teams. Yeah, because you're a Blues fan, aren't you? Correct me if I'm wrong. While they're 13-1 in the last 14 against Montreal. That's fair. I love growing up loving Kirby Puckett. Hey, Kirby Puckett. He was a Minnesota Twin. There you go. Yep. No worries. I was hoping for a nice 5-2 win, taking the wild puck line in the over. I'm not entirely sure what Nick put on the site for it. Sigh. I don't really want to bet on the Pens. I'm on the Pens today. It's just the Bruins had a little bit of a break, and I think it's a good spot for them. Woo, Pens. Yeah, I'm after the Pens today and the Bulls. Terry, I got one more basketball game. Actually, you know what? You came for the perfect time because it's your Minnesota Timberwolves for it, and the Phoenix Suns. I will be going after it. Suns are 3.5-point favorites. Total of 227. And this is the only NBA game I did not get to today. Are you betting anything NBA related?
I have not bet anything in NBA, but if I was betting something in this game, it would be the Suns, 100%. Minnesota, where they might have had some, I think the expectations are too high with Minnesota. And for a Timberwolves team, you should never have expectations because they're the Timberwolves. So I think there's way too much expectation on this Timberwolves team. And I think heading to Phoenix, I think this is kind of a low number with Phoenix. So if I was pulling the trigger on anything, and I may end up pulling the trigger on it, I would be fading the Timberwolves and taking the Phoenix Suns in this one.
I think that the Timberwolves will be a good team this year. I already said that. I have a 28-1 ticket for them to win the entire thing. Because if Cat and Gobert can get on the same page, that team is going to be very dangerous. And you're not going to be able to do much in the middle with them. Now, with this game, Phoenix opened up at a 5, and now it's down to a 3.5. And I don't think I've seen a person on the Minnesota Timberwolves today, which kind of pushes me towards them. But at the same time, I didn't bet this game. I wasn't going to have a 4-game slate and bet every single game on that slate. So I have 3 plays today. I have plays in the other games. But for this one, I stayed off of. I do lean Minnesota in this game, though. But I don't know if I can go after it now, seeing that the line's dropped 1.5 points. So can't have expectations with Minnesota teams in general. We're just gonna move on from that one. Hey, great. I liked wild money line or puck line.
Wild money line is good for a parlay, but singly,
I was about to say, considering the money line is what, 240 when I typed it up, it had to be where is it? 240. Yeah, 240 money line. You'd have to go puck line at plus 105, but geez. Suns playing awful lately. It's a slow start to a lot. You got to keep in mind some of the teams that made deep playoff runs last year, they had a lot longer of a season than other teams. Obviously, the only team that made deep runs last year that looks okay right now is the Milwaukee Bucks. Everybody else is kind of falling flat on their face.
Didn't everybody think the Bucks were going to be bad too, like to start?
No.
I thought they were. I heard that the Bucks were supposed to be like rough to start the season because they had injuries or something. But
They don't have Middleton right now, but they learn how to play without him. The Bucks are still undefeated. They're 5-0. They're the only undefeated team still in the NBA. But no, I like the Milwaukee to win the East. I still think they're the best team in the East. But there was some team like Golden State, 3-4 to start the year, just fall flat on their face. Miami, they were the number 1 seed in the East last year, 2-5 start. Freaking Boston lost to some dumb team the other day. Some of these teams are just falling flat. Maybe T-Wolves can cover. Maybe. Sheesh. I'm late. Gotta rewind. Sounds good. Red Wings got destroyed last night. Yes, they did. Where's Nick? Is he on the big dogs tonight? Coyotes money line? I don't know. According to the site right now, I only got like 4 plays for him. So, lock of the day. Why are you saying lock? Ohio State money line. Ohio State doesn't play today. The Ohio Bobcats play today. That is a different team, but Ohio does not play today. So
I wanted to ask Beheaded. He said Suns are playing awful lately. Does he mean like covering the spread? Because they're 5-1, undefeated at home. So it
and
might
4-2 against the spread. I don't really know.
4-3 against the spread. Okay.
No, 4-2 against the spread. They've only not covered. Of course, right when I want to pull up stuff, the covers is just doesn't want to work right now. So that's great. Appreciate it. But we'll go ahead and get started with some NHL because I know Nick will be here eventually. He's just taking his sweet ass time getting home from class. But we got Terry to replace him. So there we go. We'll start off Ottawa Senators and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Lightning around a 190. Some books have it around $2 favorites. Total is 6.5. We'll get you started in this one. What are you looking at for this game, Terry?
Yeah, well, it won't really surprise anybody. Tampa Bay has had success lately against Ottawa. Ottawa hasn't been a good team the last 7 years. So it's been a long time for Ottawa. Tampa Bay has won the last 4 meetings at home against Ottawa. 7 of the 10 meetings, the last 10 meetings, went over 6.5. That's where I'm going in this game with the over. Ottawa is an over team in general this year. I said that from the very first moment of talking about them in any preseason show. The first thing I said about this team is they're going to score goals, but they're going to allow goals. And they've been doing that. So I'll take them over here in Tampa. 4 of Ottawa's 6 games went over 6.5. 2 finished with 6, and 4 of 9 for Tampa went over 6.5. 2 also finished with 6. So some of these games are finishing with 6, which is kind of a heartbreaker when you have a 6.5. But I like this game over. They tend to go over against each other, and I'm assuming it'll be Vasilevsky, but if it's Elliott, if it's Vasilevsky, it doesn't really matter. I like the over in this one.
There you go. I would feel like you would like the over more with Elliott in net.
Of course. But Vasilevsky has not been shut down. Vasilevsky.
Yeah, but he still has that ability.
Hasn't been really shut down Shesterkin either.
That's fair. Good morning, Nick. Welcome to work. We got the Ottawa Senators and the Tampa Bay Lightning. What are you thinking?
Looking at this spot for me, I got to nothing on this game. I projected this game for 6.52 goals. And both these goalies have actually been slightly above average so far when we're looking at Vasilevsky and it is Forsberg for today's games. Both have allowed less goals than expected goals against, so these both have been above average goaltenders so far. I'm now implementing goalie numbers for my or goalie adjustments for these expected goal numbers to come up with the projected score, I have 3.4 to 3.12. So 6.52 projected goals for me in this game means no play for me.
There you go. There you go. Ice is going to go after the Senators. You have fun with that one. And Crystal's referring to my NHL play of the day. She goes, I can't take the Pens today. Been betting Bruins almost every game since the start of the season. They're on a roll. Can't step in front of them now. Yeah, that's fine. Well, I'll talk about them when we get to that game because I do have Pittsburgh puck line as my play of the day. So, we'll go ahead and and we'll go ahead and move on to the next game. We get the Philadelphia Flyers taking on the New York Rangers. Rangers are minus 240 in this game, 5.5. Nick, I know Rangers are your favorite team, so I'll let you talk about them first.
Yeah, this game actually caught my attention a decent amount. I got in on this game yesterday. When you look at a goals allowed compared to expected goals allowed, do you want to take a guess who's the best goaltender in hockey if you're looking at those metrics?
Carter
Hart this year. Because the one thing I've noticed is Philly's been giving up a lot of opportunities. They've been giving up a lot of chances, but Carter Hart's been a brick wall. He's been arguably, if we had to stop the season right now and vote on a Vezina, I'm voting for Carter Hart. Like his numbers in the NHL or this season are I think the best that we've seen so far. And looking at this game, I have this game projected at 2.5 to 2.2. I had this for 4.7 goals. I got under 6 yesterday in this game. I also took a shot with the Rangers team total under 3.5. I can see this being a 3-2 type of game, low scoring type of matchup. And the way that Carter Hart's playing right now, I can see this being a game where the Rangers are going to struggle to put up 4 goals. So I took the Rangers team total under 3.5 and the full game under 6.
All right, sounds good. Terry, thoughts on this one?
Vasilevsky is confirmed for Tampa Bay. So I just checked that.
Cool.
Igor Shesterkin is likely for the Rangers. So most likely he will play. Nobody has been confirmed for Philly. Philly does have a back-to-back. So they do play tomorrow. So for this game, remember I might be taking them as my free pick tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding. But I have to look at the 2 games still. But no, they're playing
Toronto.
They're playing Toronto tomorrow.
Toronto?
Philly plays Toronto tomorrow.
Oh, okay. So they're in Rangers. They're in New York facing Rangers, and then they head to Toronto tomorrow. So both obviously, well, I don't want to say top teams because Toronto hasn't looked like it this year, but they could put either goalie in this one. Yeah. Like it wouldn't shock me which goalie starts. So I need to see which goalie starts. But if it is Hart against Shesterkin, I'm going to be agreeing with Nick and taking the under because 6 with Hart and Shesterkin is just kind of ridiculous in my opinion. That should be at 5.5. But so yeah, I'll be taking 6 for sure. No, it is still 6 at some spots.
Oh, it's still 6 as?
Yeah, and I typed it up. Let's see. On the book that I typed it in at, it's 5.5.
It's only 5.5 in about 2 books. Like
I also used I did not use this book just because I don't have this book.
Oh, well, yeah, that book up there. Yeah, it's minus 115.
Nice.
Right.
Minus 120. Sorry.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So I'll be looking towards the under once I see that it is Hart confirmed.
Correct. By the way, Terry and Nick agree on a play.
What?
We don't agree yet. All
right. You know what? There's still time. We're good. Okay. All right. Just wanted to make sure the Earth was still going to spin the right way. All right. Nets money line, easy money today. Just in case you didn't know, Leroy, the Nets are a New York team. It's never easy with New York teams. Just keep that one in mind. Flyers money line. Why not? The way that they've been playing and the way that the Rangers have been playing, yeah, why not? Looking at prices for under with Carter Hart, with Hart and Shiesty. There you go. Lock of the day, player prop for NBA. That was a lot.
We don't have any locks here other than the ones on our doors.
Yeah, my favorite lock is the one that's actually locking my car at the moment. There's my lock of the day. Okay. If
I think a player might make a basket. Can we consider that a
Oh,
lock?
I like that player to make a basket. That's not a bad look
yeah,
there, Clay.
yeah.
That player might hit one basket in this game.
Yeah.
I kind of, if I had to go after one, I want to take SGA point total over because I really like Oklahoma City tonight. So there you go. But it's not a lock by any stretch of the imagination. Bank. What's good, y'all? I'm on SGA over. There you go. SGA over 25.5 Thunder player prop. There you go. Talk to me. You talk to me. Let's get it. All right, Nick. You just saw this team play last night, which you guys definitely got a bang for your buck and went into a shootout. I know it didn't work out the way you wanted to, but definitely looked like a fun game last night. The Capitals. They're hosting the Vegas Golden Knights. Knights are 160. I'll let you go first with this one, Nick.
Yeah. One thing we did see last night was a very short-handed Capitals team force a shootout against what is perceived to be a Stanley Cup contender, which I'm not 100% sold on yet with the Hurricanes. I mean, we saw this Washington team put up a decent fight last night without Carlson, without Backstrom, without Oshie, without they had a few others that were out as well last night. So all things considered, they look decent. Now they're on a second half of back-to-back, though. I have Lindgren projected in net. For the Capitals, I have Thompson projected in net for the Golden Knights. I had this game actually projected at 4.25 goals because both these goalies have been pretty good. Now, the Lindgren's numbers are probably skewed a little bit. This is why I didn't play the full game under because Lindgren's numbers are probably a little skewed because he's had very little sample size to work off of. And that's the tough part about the beginning of the season here, trying to get these numbers together is you're not going to get the most consistent numbers because some goalies will only have a couple starts compared to other goalies that'll have most of the starts. So I have this projected for an under. The only thing I did play in this game because my number is so low for this because Thompson's been very good this year. That's one thing I've noticed. He's actually graded out as one of the better goalies on the slate here. And I have the Capitals projected for 1.84 goals today. So I took a plus money shot here. Capitals team total under 2.5 at plus 125 in this game. Actually, I did take the full game under 6 as well because it was a 6. It wasn't a 5.5. I think I was looking at that. So I took under 6 in this game as well as the team total under 2.5 for the Capitals. One thing we did notice without Carlston and without Wilson and without Oshie on the power play, that they look lost other than Alex Ovechkin, which he slammed one in from his office last night, which was cool to see. Which we did see a stat driving home with that goal. With that power play goal, Ovechkin broke the record for the most go-ahead goals in NHL history. So that was kind of interesting to see there. So, yeah, that was a fun game last night. I found out something we can do before the Sabres game there. We can get down by the rink for warm-ups, which we're gonna make that happen. Yeah, for this game, I know I rambled on a little bit here. Team total under for the Capitals and the full game under.
There you go. Terry, thoughts on this game?
Yeah. My favorite bet in this game you can't take anymore because, as I predicted, it was plus 100 last night. I actually only got it for minus 105, but now it's minus 160, and that's Vegas Golden Knights on the money line.
Oh, wow. Did you at
This
least
is
get it on the site that way?
Yeah, I don't know,
Nice.
site for plus 102, but Vegas. So there's a free site play, but yeah, Vegas. I'm gonna be on the puck line as well. This is just an absolutely horrible spot. So if you're looking at this game right now, take Vegas in regulation. I think that's the best way to go. Vegas in regulation minus 110 plus 103, depending on what book you have access to. But this is a horrible spot for Washington. As Nick said, very depleted. Yes, against their division rival, they battled and got to overtime. But I don't think you can. I know the teams might be able to think are comparable between Carolina and Vegas, but with how they played this year, they're completely different teams. Vegas is the second best team in the league behind Boston this year. If you're looking at what's happened so far, and I just think it's a horrible spot for Washington. Give me Vegas money line, which we got last night. Give me Vegas on the puck line, and I will potentially get to more here. I don't like Lindgren. Yes, he's had 2 starts. He has an over 3 goals against in the 2 starts. Yes, his save percentage isn't too bad, but he's allowed goals. Thompson on the other side. Hey, I'll keep saying it until it changes. But I was wrong about this Vegas team. I was completely wrong, and I will take advantage while they're hot and keep backing them here.
There you go. There you go. Both you guys agreeing on Vegas. There you go. Hockey plays. We're giving them out. Good
I'm
morning.
typing
Check
mine
in.
into the scroller right now. So
Good morning. Morning, fellas. Morning, Rise. Do all of you love the Pens puck line? That's just my play. Terry's probably going to be against me because we've already agreed enough, and that's enough agreeing for
I
today.
play the total in that game, not the side.
I don't like that puck line at all. At all. Sorry, Tim, but I'm completely on the opposite side.
That's fine. It happens. John, he's putting his stuff in the scroller. Just give him a minute. I left the Philadelphia first 5 money line because I know that's still going to be there. So
yes, it is.
That's a good play. Under in Vegas. I also like the Warriors over the total, Nets over the total, Sun over the total. I played Vegas on the puck line. I didn't play any totals in the NBA. I played all sides, but I don't hate overs, especially with teams on back-to-backs. Capitals money line, no. Vegas is overrated.
I think they might have got. They might. I don't think they're overrated. I think they've got off to a really good start, and I don't think that's going to last all year long. They're not going to play this way all year long. They are going to take a step back, but right now, Vegas is good. So,
speaking of overrated, we get the Boston Bruins. They'll be against the Pittsburgh Penguins. This one's a pick'em. A pick'em. Total is 6.5. I'm going to start in this game just because it's my play of the day. I got the Penguins, and I put them on the puck line. The fact that an 8-1 team is at plus money is mind-boggling to me. So I just took it one step further. It's one of those where the line's kind of trippy because it's also actually I think it's moved a little bit too. On my book, it's moved. Pittsburgh's getting more money, and now it's a minus 121 money line for them and a plus $2 on the puck line. I got it at 225. That's my play of the day. That's what I'm doing. The line movement is just telling me everything I need to know. You get the Boston Bruins, who kind of, I guess, took the weekend off. After not really, they had a good start, but whatever. Pittsburgh.
The weekend off. Boston's been dominating lately.
Exactly. But I heard somewhere that they had like a couple of days off where they didn't do anything or whatever. I don't know. And then you get a pick'em game between the team that's 8-1 and a team that's 4-4-1. Yeah, go ahead. Give me the team. The books want everybody all over Boston. Go ahead, give me Pittsburgh. Terry, I'll let you start with this one because I know you're on the opposite side of me.
Yeah. If you look what this Pittsburgh team has done lately, that is lose by multiple goals. Their last 4 games, they've lost by multiple goals on the road. Now they're coming off a long, long road trip to come home to face the best team in the NHL so far this year. I'll make sure to put in that so far this year. But it's actually funny because a certain person that we all know got into a little bit of an argument with me and ended up blocking me because they said that Ottawa would be much, much better than Boston. And I'm like, no, I don't think so. I think Boston's going to be, they're not going to fall off a cliff like everyone thought. I didn't think they'd be like this, but I definitely knew they wouldn't fall off a cliff. And this team is the best team in the NHL. Pittsburgh 3-0 at home. Yeah, right now. They're 3-0 at home. Pittsburgh is undefeated at home. So I can see people looking at that and thinking, oh, we should take the Pens. But I can't. I can't take the Penguins in this. Another thing, these teams, when they faced each other, have alternated win-loss for 12 straight games, I believe. And it is Boston's turn to win. in the alternating of wins. So you could look at that as well. But no, I think you're getting great value on the road team here. Allmark is likely, so it's not going to be Swayman. If it was Swayman, I could understand maybe taking Pittsburgh. But if you've seen Allmark this year, yeah, I have to take Boston. And I'll probably end up taking Boston regulation as well.
That's fair. Nick, do you have a better side to this?
I think I need to readjust my numbers, even though unfortunately I've already bet this yesterday. And I beat a couple cent line movement. I didn't touch the side at all this game. But I do have the over in this spot at 6.5. And Swayman, I had Swayman listed, so I may need to go back and refresh that, but I've still locked in the play, so it is what it is. I'm on the over 6.5 in this game. Pittsburgh's been a heavy over team, and I had this game projected at 3.75 to 3.49, so 7.24 goals. So I saw a decent amount of edge to go ahead and take this over. And my projected score suggests that Pittsburgh wins this game. I'm not trusting Pittsburgh, though. That's just not something I'm looking to do. The one time I bet them this year, they got absolutely blown out against Vancouver, with Vancouver in a terrible spot on a second half of a back-to-back. Like, I mean, you couldn't have made it an easier matchup for Pittsburgh, and they still fumbled the bag there. So I'm not super high on Yari either. So I'm just playing the over in this game. I'm staying far away from the side in this one.
There you go. That's fair. That's fair. Buffalo versus Ohio. Any thoughts towards that one, Nick?
No play on that one. I like the other game.
I kind of lean towards Buffalo in that game. By the way, Nick, we got to talk college football because I forgot action today. We didn't put anything up.
Yeah.
Nick, I take it Devils and Coyotes money line.
Devils, yes. Yotes, no.
Okay. Hard. That's when I said that they were overrated. Pens stink. Exactly. Pens stink. There's no way they should be favorited. Yari is not the answer. Sounds good to me. You guys don't have to convince me even more.
He is confirmed, by the way. It is Yari against Omar.
We get a suppness. We get a suppness from Lex. The stream is good to go. How many years are they giving him the starter crease? Yari? Nick, how many years? What's the deal with that one?
I have no clue.
Fair enough. No smack talking Terry since he's on the show today. Let's go Wild.
Oh, so there's smack talking when I'm not on the show, eh? Interesting. Oh, so when I'm at work, unable to listen, you guys are smack
Wait,
talking.
what?
Oh,
Lex, what are you doing here? Come on. No, okay. We don't make fun of you. We make fun of the Wild, not you. What country club is Yari's dad manager at? Seriously. All right. Occupancy really doesn't like
Christian Yari. What? You would rather want Casey DeSmith?
Fair. New handicap today.
He's probably been backing the Penguins lately, and if he's been backing the Penguins the last few games, it hasn't gone well. That's probably why he's a little pissed.
Well,
I'm assuming.
Yeah. Well, people know my thoughts about the Penguins. I'm holding plus 300 for them to miss the playoffs. So,
for the Penguins
miss the playoffs at plus 300. Actually, I have both these teams that are playing today, plus 140 for the Bruins to miss the playoffs as well.
Yeah. By the way, new handicap 10 on the Picks and Parleys Facebook group if you're interested in that. I just put my two plays in. I put the Penguins and the Heat. Let's get it. Ducks money line quack. Another again, the quack attack is great. If it is Stolarz against Sharks, he owns them. I will say I had my toss up today between my NHL play of the day was either going to be the Pittsburgh Penguins or the Sharks on the puck line, and I chose the Penguins.
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to put in your plays again. I meant to hit edit and it hit the trash can instead.
You're really?
Yeah, it was an accident. I'm sorry.
You suck. There's no way the Pens lose to the Bruins at home to the Bruins. Okay. Yari's like a jar. That's how they say it in Pittsburgh. Oh, there you go.
Jari. Because he gets jarred a lot.
Just Minnesota teams in general, Terry. You get a new reverse. You get a new Wild reverse retro.
Are you getting one?
Sorry, are you getting one?
I definitely will be. Yeah.
There
I
you go.
definitely will be. I need to get a Boldy jersey. There's a few other ones I need to get, but Boldy's top of the list.
Buffalo -3 in college football. Lean over in Ball State. Yeah, I kind of like Buffalo today. Caps money line. No, we do not like the Caps. All right, we'll go ahead and move on to this game where
Stop it. Get some help.
we
Agreed.
get the Montreal Canadiens and the Minnesota Wild. The Wild are -240 at a total of 6. Nick, we'll let you go first with this one, so we let the Wild fan just sit and just wait. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
For me, I had this game projected, or I had the Canadiens projected for 3.57 goals. So I ended up going to their team total over 2.5 because that was just way too low for me. Looking at the last time these two teams met, Montreal should have hit that number. But that game should have soared over because Minnesota put up 6.45 expected goals that game. So last game went under. I would project this game to go the opposite way. I lean over in this game, but I saw a little bit more of an edge with Montreal's team total over rather than the full game over. So I'm going to ask the Canadiens to get 2 goals against Fleury today. That's it. So team total over for me. -110. So not a bad price.
All right, Mr. Wild, what are we thinking today?
Yeah, Fleury is confirmed, just to let Nick know.
Perfect.
I don't know. I think never mind. The Wild's defense is a lot better than some people think they are. And the Wild goaltending is a lot better than some people think they are. But I'll keep that as it is. Wild 8-0 in their last 8 at home against Montreal, 13-1 in the last 14 games against Montreal in general. The last 5 in Minnesota, the Wild won 8-2, 4-3, 7-1, 6-3, and 7-1. The Wild have absolutely dominated this Montreal team. Yes, I get it. The Montreal team is better this year. Blah 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 blah. But no, this Wild team, they'll win this game. Will they cover the puck line? I'm not sure. I thought they would cover the puck line against Chicago, and they obviously did not. So I'm not 100% sure about the puck line. But if you want a parlay piece, Wild money line is as good as it gets. I'll be on props as well. Looking at Matt Boldy. If I was going to take it to someone, if there was a team total to be taken in this one, it's the Wild's team total that should be taken here. Fleury has done very well against Montreal. Example, his last game. I think that continues here. And if this game does go over, it will be thanks to the Wild.
Fair enough. Sorry, I was fixing my scroller because Nick decided to throw it away, and I had to go back and get my NHL Play of the Day record. So I had to mute myself so I got the stream up and figure that out. Anyways, we'll go ahead back to the chat for just a second. Suns. I don't know. I kind of lean towards Minnesota now, just because I know, but the lines moved from 5 to 3.5, and I haven't seen anybody on Minnesota. Yeah, you guys can shake your head all you want. I'm not
That's the only
betting
play I made today in the NBA is taking the Suns -4. I had this game at an 8.5.
Me and Nick agree. Shocking, and it's fading a Minnesota. Nick's fading a Minnesota team. Shocking. Who could have seen that?
My numbers are fading a Minnesota team. I have my power rankings have Phoenix as the #1 team in the NBA right now. So,
Jeez. Okay.
I like this, Lex. I like this
Wild race to
because
4.
Montreal won't get to 4. So
as long as you get to 3, I don't care.
Canadians money line. Kidding. Wild puck line over Kaprizov.
Yeah, you could look at Capri. I'm going to be looking more at Boldy. Yes, Mom Lubets. It definitely is a good thing. People have been trash talking Fleury all they want, which
didn't Gustafsson play the other day against Detroit and do really, really well?
They lost.
Well, the Wild lost 2-1. He did,
but he only allowed 2 goals. That's impressive.
Did enough. Yeah, he did enough, but the Wild's offense didn't play well in that one.
I will say Fleury has been better as of late.
Fleury specifically said that he likes Blackhawks more. Fleury likes having more time in the preseason. He didn't get it this year. He didn't get as much game in action in the preseason. So that's why he started off. Well, That's not the only reason why he started off bad. The Wild's defense was bad in those first few games, but that is why he started off as bad as he did and how he looks so bad. But that's over now. Like, that's over. That was a few game thing that's over now. So Fleury is great.
Wild must win or destroys a lot of parlays. Fleury, nice shootout. Yo.
Yeah, Fleury was good in the shootout against Patrick Kane. And
Martin Brodeur.
Martin Brodeur.
Hey, I got it right. Record is unbreakable.
Yeah, Fleury might have a chance to pass Patrick Waugh, but unless he plays till he's 45 like Brady, he's not going to catch Brodeur.
NBA sucked yesterday. It was all right for me. Could have gone a lot worse. Nice Devils jersey, Nick. Memphis destroyed me. Memphis destroyed me too. I must like pain. I'm going with the Bulls money line. I'm on it. I'm on it with you. Joel Eriksson, now a 4.5 plus money shot on goal.
4.5's a lot. He shoots the puck a lot, and the Canadians give up a lot of shots, but that's a lot.
I fixed it, untouchable. I fixed it. Don't worry. I have never seen McDavid's older brother with the Earle twins before. McDavid's older. You think Terry's McDavid's older brother? All right. Memphis needs to let go of Adams. That I don't know what Memphis needs to do. Well, they have to figure something out. You got the Suns, Warriors, and Bulls. That's a good way to go 2-1. Because I don't think the Warriors win tonight. I think the Heat beat them. Fleury got his revenge on his former team last time with the Hawks.
Just wait till he plays Vegas.
I mean, he got his revenge, but yet the Hawks team total still hit. So,
anyway, speaking of the Hawks,
stuff happens, Nick. Stuff happens.
We get Terry's two favorite teams: the New York Islanders and the Chicago Blackhawks. Islanders a 185 favorite, total of 6. I will say the Islanders have looked good lately, going through and beating Colorado, Carolina.
The Rangers, three
Rangers.
Three teams that are people's picks to win the Stanley Cup, and the Islanders just ran through them all.
But anyways, I'll let the Islanders fan go last. Terry, I know you love this Islanders team. What are you thinking for this one?
Well, I will officially announce that I did bet the under. Carter Hart is confirmed, so I did bet the under in the Philadelphia game. So me and Nick agree. When it comes to this game, over. Over is the way I'm looking at this game. Both teams have been going over lately, including the Islanders. If you look at what's happened when Islanders have come to Chicago, it's not pretty. Chicago's 8-2 in the last 10. So they've definitely had success against the Islanders, including the last few years when they've been a pretty bad team, the Blackhawks. If I was looking at a side, it would be the Blackhawks. No, not because it's Nick's Islanders, but because Nick's Islanders is minus 200 on the road, and this Blackhawks team is winning. Not so much now. Their winning is kind of slowing down here, but they're plus 170 at home against a team that they beat in the past. So if I was going to look at anything in this game, it would, or if I was going to bet a side in this game, it would be the Blackhawks. But I'm most likely looking towards the over. I just want to see goalies confirmed. I'm assuming it'll be Sorokin. But maybe I'll get a Christmas present and it'll be Varlamov and I can hammer this over.
All right, Mr. Islanders, what are you thinking?
Sorokin is good at hockey. That's for one. I'm hoping he gets confirmed. Unless my bet, I can just throw it away. I had this game projected for 5.41 goals. I have this projected 3.3 to 2.11. So I have, even though the Blackhawks have been going over their team total, they've gone over in 7 straight games. When I ran my numbers here, I mean, their offensive numbers, though, have not been great. They've been just running into bad goaltending. 2.82 expected goals for the last, I want to say, 9 games. And looking at the spot for me, I took under 6 in this game because I'm expecting the Islanders to go back and play a little bit more of defensive hockey. That's the way they've been projecting lately, so I'm going to look to go play that. So I have this game at 5.41 goals, so I see about 0.6 goals edge towards the under in this game.
Fair enough. We'll keep on rolling through the comments. I'd rather have Fleury than DeSmith.
That doesn't say much. Dismissed not great either.
As you said that, Warriors went from plus 105 to minus 105.
It kind of does say a lot, Nick. She wants a 38-year-old versus a 26-year-old. So that's saying something.
Dismissed not proven though. So
I don't know anything about the Warriors line movement. What do I have in my book? I see, minus 105, but that's what it was at. I personally got the Heat at plus 104, so and they're minus 115 now, so I'm happy. Isles, sure. The over did for me in that game. Okay. I can get talked into the Heat. Was a coin flip for me. The Warriors are 0-3 so far on the road this year. And they've lost their last two games to some impressive teams in the Charlotte Hornets and the Detroit Red Wings. Not Red Wings, Pistons. So Warriors just look flat coming out this year. Isles, puck line. Cool. Fleury always playing with his heart, with the heart. Best active player, 30 plus.
There's a few other players I would say. I mean, only the probably the greatest goal scorer of our generation and one of the best talents in our generation, Crosby and Ovechkin.
Maybe means goaltender, Nick.
Oh, here we
And
go. Bruins
know
is
you-
a lock of the day.
Yeah.
Easy money today. All right, sign me up for more Pittsburgh. Ruins. I hope it's Sorokin so I can get Varlamov tomorrow and feel a lot better about the Blues puck line.
Oh, the Islanders play the Blues tomorrow.
Do they? I didn't think
No.
because the only two games that are tomorrow are the Sabres game.
Maybe that's Thursday.
No, Thursday.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Thursday,
Yeah, the only two games tomorrow are the Penguins and the Sabres and Philadelphia and Toronto. Pens winning. Yes, they are.
Islanders and Blues? Who am I going to cheer for in that game? Can they both lose?
No, they'll go to overtime so they both can get points. Wish be assists in a game of Pens versus Runes. I meant Thursday. I got you. Dave Smith has had enough chances to prove himself. NBA player props. If anything, I'm going after SGA's point props, but I'm not a big player prop person for the NBA. So besides Nikola Jokic triple double because it hits 25% of the year and it's at $3, $4. Bounce back? No, can't lose every game on the road. I don't know. Getting a win in Miami is gonna be tough. When's the next Calgary game so I could fade the Leafs again?
Here's the beautiful thing with the Calgary starts is they love putting him up against the bad teams. So you're going to get plus 200 to fade him too. Like they like putting up against Arizona and Anaheim and all the bad teams. So
Sabres money line tomorrow. Well, yeah, with the Pittsburgh Penguins on a second leg of a back-to-back. Yeah.
Oh, they
projected to face Philadelphia tomorrow.
Who?
Calgary.
Oh.
But it won't be Hearts. So.
Over.
All I could say is the Sabres money line tomorrow is plus 120 right now. Jump on that. Anyways, we'll go ahead and look at it. Two teams that have actually been kind of good this year so far. You get the current team that's leading the Central in the Dallas Stars. They're minus 135 favorites. And then you got the current third place team in the Pacific, which is the Kings right now. Total of 6. Terry went first last game. So, Nick, go ahead. Fire away. Kings and Stars.
See, the Stars have looked good so far this season. There is one little problem with them. I believe they said Jake Ottinger is getting reevaluated next week, so he's not going to be available, which means I have Wedgwood projected in that for this game.
Wedgewall.
Yeah. Where I have this game projected at 4.15 to 3.14 because we're also getting Cal Peterson and I'm projecting Cal Peterson in net after Quick went last night. So I have this game as a very high projected game and over a goal edge towards the over in this game. So I'm playing over 6 in this one. I got that line at Let's see what was the minus 108. I got it at. I'm just hoping this game doesn't land 5-1 again and pushes, because that was annoying last night having the over 6 and having it being 5-1 at the end of the second just to finish 5-1 at the end of the game. But I am playing over 6 here. The Kings have been a really good over team so far this season, and they are in the second half of a back-to-back. I do lean towards maybe taking the Stars in this game. They were priced minus 135 is not terrible, and their team total over 3.5 is even money. So that's kind of where I'll be looking at this one here, because I do have them projected for 4 goals. So I'm leaning towards the team total over with the Stars, but I like the over 6 in general better.
There you go. Terry, thoughts on this one?
It's funny. Listen, it was funny listening to Nick's breakdown because I'm taking the team total with the Kings, and I lean with the Kings. So it's funny how we're opposite on that. Yeah, Dallas has issues with goaltending.
Mm-hmm.
They can't even call up Anton Khudobin because they're so close to the cap. So they have to call up whoever is in line next after that. So it will be Wedgwood, and it is all on Wedgwood. The pressure is on him to keep Dallas's start going now, while Ottinger is out. And I can't back the Stars without Ottinger. That's pretty clear, and I definitely can't back them at minus 135, minus 140, whatever. I know Kings are on a back to back, but the Kings are also a young team for the most part. So obviously a few of those guys, Kopitar and Doughty and stuff, might be a little tired, but the young guys will not be. And I like LA in the spot, so I'll be on LA money line. I'm looking at the team total, but right now it's 2.5, like minus 130. So I might look for a 3 if I can find a minus 3 for even money or whatever, or close to that. That'll be what I'll be on as well.
There you go. There you go.
By the way, you know who they brought up to the main roster, right? For the backup goaltender. It is Matt Murray. No, it's not that Matt Murray that plays for the Toronto Maple Leafs now. They're calling him up after he played 5 starts in the AHL with the Texas Stars this year, with a 2 goals allowed average and a .926 save percentage. So he has looked good in the AHL. Obviously, we don't have any numbers for him for the NHL, and he's probably not going to be starting in the NHL unless they absolutely have to. But yeah, that's who they brought up.
Fair enough. When does college basketball start? Monday, and man, am I excited! The first day of the college basketball season, and we get like 150 games.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
super excited. I am super excited, and I'm ready for it. Erickson over 2.5, and Petrangelo over 1.5 shots plus 120. Get it. Hi, awesome people. Hi, Rat. Sabres for the cup. Hashtag Twin Tim. Yes, Sabres are inevitable. Currently second place in the Atlantic. Just saying. Kings money line and the over. A Wedgwood too far for a Stars win. No wedge wall today. It's Wedgwood. All right. Avs overrated. Panthers 2. Fair. Yeah. Dallas will move from under team to over team without Jake Ottinger. That they will.
Correct.
That global series is coming up. Can't wait to temporarily fade Avs and Blue Jackets.
Yeah, they're heading to Finland.
They're heading to
Finland.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I would not want to do that midway through a season.
There's too Matt Murray.
Yeah, like it was bad enough with the Sharks on the road. It was bad enough with the Sharks in Nashville at the beginning of the year. But now in the middle of the season, I'd say I feel bad for the Avalanche, but I think everybody knows that would be a lie, so I won't try to lie on it.
Fair enough.
Real quick, we get Houston's finest LJ in the chat. Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you. And go Astros. You're all nerds. All of you. Hashtag Hammercock. Get it. Show tomorrow night with Dave. Just a reminder at 8:30 tomorrow night. Nashville Predators, Edmonton Oilers. Edmonton's a 155 favorite, total of 6.5. Nick, go ahead after it.
Yeah, my numbers are not very high on Campbell. Campbell has not been very good this season, and has the Predators projected for 2.97 goals and the Oilers for 3.12. I did play the over 6.5 in this game, and I also played the Preds team total over 2.5. I did lay a little bit of juice for that, but there's about a goal and a half edge on that, so I feel like it was worth the juice, laying it there with the team total over 2.5 with the Preds. This is just a discrepancy where I also would lean Preds money line because I have them projected to win this game. And you can get a decent price with them, I believe. Plus 140 is not a bad look with the Nashville Predators here in this game. That's why I was able to get the 2.5 for their team total. But I did play the Preds team total over 2.5 in the full game over 6.5.
Right on. Terry?
Yeah, this is another game I need to know goalie confirmations first because we could see Stuart Skinner for Edmonton. And that would drastically change. Well, not drastically change my opinion, right? I'm leaning towards Edmonton right now, but it would make me bet Edmonton if I see Skinner in that, because he has been the much better goalie so far this year. But currently unconfirmed both sides, so I want to see who is in net. And honestly, Lankinen has looked better than Saros. The NHL has got off to a really weird start this year, so people have to. It's got off to a weird start. I'm not blaming that for why I've struggled in the NHL so far this year, but it is one of the reasons. The NHL has got off to a weird start. It will get back to normal eventually, but right now it's kind of weird in some spots.
Let's see. I'm looking at. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's really all that weird because favorites are hitting at 60%. So
Underdogs are still profitable this year, I believe. That's even at 40%.
they're hitting at the dogs are hitting at 39.6%
I
this
think
year.
that's still profitable because we've had some really big dogs this year.
Yeah, I know, but I was looking at that compared to what we've seen so far in the NBA, and dogs are hitting at 53% in terms of covering. So,
Tim, look at the NHL standings, and tell me that's how you. Well, okay, maybe you obviously don't know every team deep in detail. If Nick looks at the standings, or even you could still
Blackhawks aren't
teach him
supposed to be a playoff team right now.
Are the Flyers supposed to be a playoff team right now? I could pull up the standings and go through by through, but no, the NHL is weird. I don't care.
Kraken are not a
if
playoff
favorites
team.
are hitting 60%.
Oh
or
no,
whatever,
they would be. They would
it's
be the
still
8th
weird.
team.
It's still weird.
Yeah, I guess that's fine. Oilers in reg. You have fun with that one. It's fine, Terry. As a Blues fan, we feel no sympathy for the Avs either. And you found that one funny. Oilers going to Halloween parties at CMD Mansion last night. Preds in suits flying to Oil City. Preds money line. Nashville money line in the over. I think I'm going to bet the Stars in regulation at plus 105. I almost pulled the trigger on Stars puck line as well, but I did not. That was another one I was looking at. I only remember Lankinen for the funny goal he allowed to Mr. TNT last year. Pure comedy.
I remember that.
I don't remember it. We got 4 games left. Speaking of the Kraken are in Calgary. It's a minus 225 favorite for Calgary. Total of 6. Terry, fire away.
Well, the Kraken had never beat Vancouver, and that streak continued. The Kraken had never beat Calgary either. They're 0-4 against Calgary last year. And I think it probably continues here. They go 0-5, but obviously Calgary minus 225. If you wanted to bet Calgary and kind of be safer, parlay the Flames with the Wild money line. I think that would be a good parlay. Most likely will end up making my card as well. This Flames team is really, really good. And this Kraken team, a team I like to back especially as an underdog, and this is a great price for them. But yeah, not in Calgary. Not against a team that they've failed to beat so far. And I know a lot of people say past history stats don't matter, but they really do. Had I listened to them in the NFL game last night, I would have done a lot better. But yeah, I like, and past stats do matter, especially in recent years, like last year. And the Kraken have yet to beat the Flames. We'll see if they can do it tonight.
There you go. Nick, thoughts on this game?
Yeah, looking at this one.
Release the Kraken.
I'm obviously joking. I'm not backing the Kraken in this game.
I was about to
Actually,
say, damn.
I lean Flames puck line in this one. I had this game projected at 4.9 to 3.05. I do like the Flames team total a little bit here. The only thing is it is juiced minus 135 for 3.5. If this was a 2.5 laying 135, I'm more okay with that. I feel like once you hit 3.5, then I'm a little less likely to lay that type of line. So I just went full game over 6 in this spot. I have this game projected for almost 8 goals. So if this is a game you want to take an alternative over 7, 7.5. I can see this being a 5-3 game, 6-3 game, something along those lines, where the Flames come out here and they take care of business in this spot. I like the over in this game, over 6.
Right on. Mikhail Granlund. I was close. I'm learning. Over 1.5 shots on goal, minus 110.
Calgary raised to 4. Sorry to interrupt. Calgary raised to 4 is plus 120, Nick. I know you might not be able to access that, but if people are looking and want to look at the team total,
has those.
You may want to go raise to 4 because plus 120.
They did beat the Flames in the preseason. But that doesn't count.
Yeah, that doesn't count. Yeah.
Yes, Calgary minus 1.5. Nick, we got 3 games left. I'm gonna let you two finish out the show because I have to be on Higgs' show in a couple of minutes. So at least you get a co-host. Last 3 games. I will introduce one real quick. Devils, Canucks. Devils are 120 favorites, 6.5. You guys have a good one. I'll see you guys. I'll be on Higgs' show in a couple minutes, but you guys have fun with the rest of the show.
Yep. I'll kick it to you, Terry, to kick it on off here. What are you looking at for this game?
Yeah. One of your favorite teams this year. No, okay. But no, a team that you're really high on, and for good reason. This is actually one time where I have to say expected goals might be right. You have to say, because you've been kind of saying the last few games, even before the last few games, that this Devils team is kind of better than they look. And you really like them because of the advanced stats and expected goals, and they've been winning. And now they head to Vancouver. And I have been mentioning past history stats. This one is another really interesting one. New Jersey 5-1 in their last 6 in Vancouver, and 12-1 in their last 13 against Vancouver in general. This Devils team has owned the Canucks for years and years. Yes, it was 12-0. Yes, the Canucks did win the last meeting, break that streak, but it is still domination before that. I think the Devils pick up right where they left off. They're playing well. This Canucks team, yes, after an absolutely horrible, dreadful start, they finally won 2 games in a row. But this Devils team is better, in my opinion, and has shown that they can beat the Canucks in the past. I like them here to win on the road in this one.
Yeah, as you mentioned, the Devils, they do have a really good advanced numbers. They are number 1 in the NHL for expected goals against this year. That's how good they've been defensively. Their goaltending is the only thing holding this team back. And just to give you an idea, when I put my goalie numbers in, 1 is average. So when I run my numbers, if it's a 1, that's an average number because it doesn't affect the expected goal number that I will create for that game. The Devils is a 1.3. Blackwood's a 1.3, which is the only one that's higher on the slate is Philip Grubauer, which is a 1.5. He hasn't played that much, though. And And his opponent here, Dr. Demko, has a 1.34. So there actually has been a goaltender worse than Mackenzie Blackwood so far this year, and it's Patrick Demko. I have this game projected at 4.33 to 3.46. So 7.79 expected goals for this game. I really like this over 6.5. And the Devils team total over 3.5. I got the Devils team total over 3.5 at plus 110, which I think is a little bit better of a price than laying minus 107 on the money line, because I do think there's a better chance they score 4 goals in this game. And this could be a 5-4 type of game. So I'm going to go ahead, just in case Blackwood struggles in that. I'm going to take the team total over 3.5 here with the New Jersey Devils and the full game over 6.5. All right, where did we leave off for the chats? Yes, Calgary minus 1.5. Devils money line. Canucks money line. Wow. Okay, we're getting fights in the chat now. Apparently, it's not just us, Terry.
No,
Devils money line
Icex.
with
Okay,
Vanacek.
Icex likes to disagree with people.
Everybody.
He said that he likes to disagree with the general public. Not that we're the general public, but he likes to disagree.
Yeah, I realize that's hockey is one sport where I'm not as much like that because I follow my numbers, and I've noticed I'm beginning to be less and less like that because I just follow what my numbers do, and that's kind of the way I do it because I just look for edges. But yeah, Devils money line with Vanacek. Right now it is Blackwood projected or probable against Demko. I would not be surprised if it's Vanacek. I don't know if Vanacek's much better though. Full game / live over with Blackwood. Yep. I agree with that.
Vanacek's good. Look good. I'd rather have Vanacek because in his
Yeah,
last 3 games, I think he's allowed one goal and 2 goals, and I think 0 in the other one. I'm not sure, but he hasn't been allowing anything so far lately.
Yeah, the former Seattle Kraken legend, Vitek Vanacek. Moving on here to one of my favorite teams in the league for the same reasons Tim's likes the Sabres, because they're really bad. The minus 270 Florida Panthers on the road. Go to the Arizona Coyotes to Mullet Arena. Minus 270 in this game. Total 6.5 in this spot. I took the over in this game. I got it at a 6.5. I got over 6.5 in this game as well. I have this game projected for 7.79 goals. So almost 8 goals I have this game projected for, which does lean me toward, or did land me on the over. I wanted to back the Florida Panthers team total over because the Arizona Coyotes have been giving up a lot of goals. It's a 3.5, and it's juiced to minus 165, which kept me completely off that team total over. I don't think I'm able to really mess with the Panthers here. The only way I think you can back the Panthers, minus 120 on a puck line, is not terrible. But we see in Mullet Arena, Arizona's been competitive. They really have. They only lost by 1 to New York, and they went to overtime against Winnipeg, which Winnipeg's, I think, a little bit better than we may have given them credit for to begin the season. So this Arizona team's been, for whatever reason, competitive. So I'm going to stay off of playing that the Panthers line there, and just take the over 6.5 here.
All right. There's one play standing out for me in this game. When I'm looking at this game, so in the past history, obviously Florida. You probably don't know where I'm going, actually. Florida 7-1 and what?
Okay, I'll let you talk. Sorry.
Florida 7-1 in the last 9 against Arizona. So they've been beating Arizona as of late, but really, someone's drunk grandpa could probably beat Arizona. Like, this Arizona team has been bad for a long time. So you have to keep that in respect when you look at their previous numbers. But there's one player on Florida, one player that's been doing all of their offense, and that's Matthew Tkachuk. They traded for him. They put all their eggs in one basket with him. I was looking at taking his over 1.5 points last game. Didn't end up getting to it. And of course, after the first 2 goals are scored, there's 2 points for Tkachuk. So he's coming to Arizona. You can get Tkachuk over 1.5 points anywhere from plus 130 to plus 136. I don't see why you don't take that. He has been completely he's their number one player offensively. I don't have the exact stats up here, but he is by far leading the team with points in general. So over 1.5 points plus 135 against the Yotes. Sign me up, Matthew Tkachuk.
I don't hate that look. That's not where I thought you were going for this game, because I know there's usually one player we like to look at when it comes to the Arizona Coyotes, and I feel like this has the recipe to be able to produce this as well. Unfortunately, I did
The shots, the save prop. Yes, that's actually another good idea.
Save prop, because I think we've seen the Florida Panthers put up at least 50 shots on goal in back-to-back games. I mean, you can see it in their expected goals numbers that they should have absolutely dominated against Philadelphia, and they should have dominated against Calgary, because the last two games for Florida, they put up the top two expected goal numbers offensively of the season so far. 6.44 against Philadelphia. Then they looked to Ottawa and said, "Hold my beer." 7.27 expected goals. So these teams are getting. So Florida's getting the high danger chances. They're getting the shots on goal. They're getting these opportunities, and I expect them to put the puck in the back of the net. I think they can potentially put up 6 by themselves tonight.
Yeah, it's not up yet.
Yeah, I tried looking for it too. It's not available yet. But that's something I'll look at.
I didn't even think about that until you said then you said there's another player, and I'm like, oh, and then it just dawned on me. But yeah, I like that.
And it has to be Earle though. The other, I forgot who Connor Ingram. I mean, he's not bad, but I mean, if you're an Arizona goaltender, you're going to see a lot of rubber.
The only thing that you should be worried about with that bet is that one of these goalies get slid up and pulled. Either they get hurt or they get pulled, letting up 5 goals and 8 shots or something. No, it won't be that. I don't think it'll be like that. But if something like that's the only way that I think that could lose, because Florida 50 some odd shots in their last game, that's just
back-to-back games they've cleared 50.
And anyone who thinks the Yotes are going to be able to skate with this Panthers team, no.
I love the Yotes. This is not the game to do it. Yeah. Ice, whatever happened to your soccer plays? It's puck time. Well, also soccer is not a real sport. Moving on. The over is definitely solid, but I'm taking a shot with the Coyotes puck line plus 1.5 and money line. Florida is bad on the road. That's why I'm not backing Florida in this game either. It's because I don't trust them laying this type of price on the road. Corral save props as always. Yes, Vejmelka. So we'll look at the marquee matchup of the night here. The Anaheim Ducks are traveling to San Jose to take on the Sharks. I know this is the game we've all been waiting for. In this one, I have this at minus 120, and the total has gone down to a 5.5 in this game, which may create a little bit of an edge here. I have this game projected for 6.09 expected goals, so about half a goal edge towards that over. It was a 6 earlier, and it is a 5.5 now. It's the only 5.5 on the board. I'm not playing this game. This one, I don't trust the Ducks offense enough for an over in this game, and my numbers still need a little bit of adjustments with if I can remember the Sharks goaltender's name, because I had it for Reimer and I had to switch out for Kakinen, yeah. And Kakinen's barely had any starts, and his numbers, his goalie adjusted numbers, one of the worst on the slate because he hasn't had many starts. So for me, this one's a pass. You're looking at this marquee matchup, Ducks and Sharks.
Probably the same way I'm going with the Florida game. I'm going to probably look at player props in this one. Anaheim 4-1 in their last 5 in San Jose, 6-1 in their last 7 games against San Jose. So they have been having success against the Sharks. But this Anaheim team, both of these teams have been pathetic kind of this year, I think. But Troy Terry and Trevor Zegras They are holding, I don't want to say holding this Ducks team together, but if you take out Trevor Zegras and Troy Terry from this Ducks team, they'll be competing with the Yotes when it comes to skill wise. Those are the only two players that have really been doing anything for them. I guess Ryan Strome has 5 points in 9 games. I want to take Troy Terry to score. The issue is that he has 4 goals and 6 assists, but Trevor Zegras has 6 goals and 1 assist. So you might want to look towards Zegras, or if you can do same game parlays, take both of them to get a point. That would probably be the better way to go. But as of right now, nothing on this game for me. I'm looking towards Anaheim as a dog. I just don't know if I can bet on the Anaheim Ducks the way they've been playing this year.
Yeah, there's also one thing I've noticed with the Anaheim Ducks that I don't think any other NHL team can say. Even the Arizona Coyotes have been able to do this at least once this year. All right, they did barely, but they did one game. The Anaheim Ducks have yet to win an expected goal battle this year. They've been outplayed and outchanced in every game they've played. At least Arizona, they won by 0.02 in their 4-2 win against Toronto. So, so the Ducks have not been good. But yeah, that is the entire slate for bring back Emilio. But that is the entire NHL slate for today. We're going to recap what we got for the day, and then we're going to head on out here. Let me get up my bet stamp so I can read off my plays here. In the MLB, I'm rolling with the Phillies first 5 again at plus 105, and I also took their team total over 3.5 at minus 112. In college football, I'm on Ball State team total over 28 and the full game over 62. And then my only NBA play of the day is the Suns at minus 4. Going through this large NHL slate, team total under 3.5 with the Rangers, especially with Carter Hart in net, and the full game under 6. Team total under 2.5 with the Capitals, as well as the under 6 in general. Canadiens, team total over 2.5. Bruins, Pens over 6.5. Kings, Stars over 6. Isles, Hawks under 6. Kraken and Flames over 6. Preds over 2.5 team total, and the full game over 6.5. One of my favorite plays of the day, the Devils team total over 3.5 at plus 110, and that full game over 6.5, and then closing it out with Yotes and Panthers over 6.5. Your card for today, Terry. So far.
Philly Rangers under 6. I'm looking towards Ottawa Tampa over. Haven't got to it yet. Vegas money line, Boston money line. We'll be looking at LA, or we'll be adding LA money line. Islanders Chicago over 6. Devils money line, Matthew Tkachuk over 1.5 points. And then more props, and I'll have more bets and stuff. Obviously, check out Getting Wild, not to plug Getting Wild, but check it out later at 4 p.m. Eastern.
Not to plug that shit. Come on, Terry.
For my full card, you can find it there.
Yeah, the link to that is in the description down below for Terry's channel. So, plug that. Flying V, bring back the Flying V of the Mighty Ducks. Reinhardt over 1.5, Carlson over 1.5 at minus 117. It's not a bad look. But that is going to wrap it up for this show. We want to thank you guys, as always, for watching. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you guys have not already. And turn on those post notifications so you guys are notified each and every time we are live here at ESB, which is every single morning, anywhere between 10 and 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Earle Sports Bet Show. That's going to just about wrap it up for this one. I want to thank you guys, as always, for watching. And good luck.